In this video I will try to explain how matrix multiplication work. This algorithm is actually called func SBD. This is not exactly SBD. uh, so what is the problem here? So our problem is, like, we have, let's say we have a um, matrix that have 5 column, like that represents movie ID, like here, like movie ID, and the 4 row is for user ID. So we have the rating here, like this. So we have 5 item or movie and 4 user, so we have 4 by 5 matrix here. We want to make a matrix that would be user by latent feature 2. In this case I chose 2, we can choose 3 uh, or 4, but since we latent feature or latent feature represents the correlation in the matrix, so it's intuitive that the latent feature will be less than this number 4 or 5. So that's only way it could be like 2 or 3, so I choose 2. So this is the user matrix, this 4 by 2, and this is the item matrix or movie matrix 2 by 5. So number of the row by latent feature by number of the movie. So problem is, this is how calculated. This is the problem, like here user 5 and movie 4, that's okay. So here's the problem, that rating 5, rating 3, but here in the for the movie 3 there is for user 1 there is no rating. There is rating, but there is no rating, no rating, no rating, no rating, no rating. So how we can calculate or predict this rating from this value that we already have? So how this work? Okay, so we will calculate this value, predict this value from our user matrix and item matrix. So here is the algorithm here. So in simple, what we do, like let's say we have also have some missing value here. So this is our matrix, original matrix, and this is, we will build a matrix like this one, and we'll also, our ultimate goal is like user matrix and item matrix, build a user matrix and item matrix that if we multiply we will get something like this one, and that is approximate of this, not exactly like this but approximate like this. So we multiply this, we dot we dot product this value this value and this value, we get 1.9, so we put 1.9 here. So this 1.9, then what is the difference between this one and this one? This is the actual value and this is the our value. This is the we take this difference. So I'll come back here. So we take this difference, our total error is all difference of all value, and we multiply that, we square that, and we square all the difference, so we get the error, total error. So our target is minimizing the total error and of this matrix and this matrix. So how this work? So we take the difference here, So here is the difference, 3 on 1.9, so difference will be like 1.08. So we'll then update this value. Will That's mean we need to increase this value. So if we want to increase this value, we need to increase also this value too. So in that way we'll increase this value. So how about when we have yes like if we have value like here, let's say it's 5 but it's 1, we want to, and then we'll decrease this value. So let's see how this algorithm works. So define func svd n user rating dot match shape 0, number of the row in the matrix, that's mean 4, n movie, that's number of the movie in the matrix, number of the rating, total number of rating in the matrix. We first randomly assign in some value here, and we random rand n user latent feature, n user 4, latent feature 2, latent feature 2, and movie 5, 2 into 5. So we'll randomly assign some value here. Our initial accumulation of error is 0. For I in range iter means how many times we want to iterate this. For u in range n user, that's mean 4. For v in range n5, that's mean n5, that's mean overall we will touch every cell here. So 4 by 5 and 20, we will touch 20 point here. If rating mate uv is more than 0, okay, here is the point. That's mean we only update and we only consider the value that have some value. If the value is 0, we will not update those value, we will not do anything for this value for now. If rating mate uv, that's mean let's say like this value u 1 to 3 and 1 to 3 4, v is 4, u is equal to 3, this value. If more than 0, then what we'll do, we'll find this rating mate uv minus np dot user mate u here 3 and 4, this column and this column, we multiply this and this and get a value, and then we subtract this value from this value. Also we did like here. So this value we multiply this and this, get this and different here, so we'll get difference here. If the difference will be positive, if the this value is higher than this multiplication, and difference will be negative if this value is lower than this multiplication, and this multiplication will come from here, and we randomly assign this value for right now. So our accumulation will be plus difference square. So how we will update this value? So user matrix uk, like let's say u is 3 and k is equal to 1, this value. So we'll update plus learning rate, that's a small value, like into 2 into difference is here. So if difference is positive, then this will add. If difference is negative, that's mean this value already higher, then there's this value will be negative, so we'll subtract this value. So new user matrix uk will be what? uk will be learning rate into 2 into difference, this difference into movie rate kv, movie rate kp, This means this one, this one. And movie matrix KV, movie matrix, it's 1 and V is equal to 4. Learning rate will update this value to difference user matrix UK, user matrix, user matrix. So to change this value, to make like this, we need to update this value, this value, this value, and this value. So how do we update this value? We change this 4 value. So here let's say UK, that's mean 1, well let's say 1 for this now, 1, and K1 now. UK, we increase this value by learning rate into 2 into difference we get from here, this this value and this value difference, how we get the difference multiply movie matrix KV, that's mean movie matrix this one, K1 V1, this value. So for updating this value, what do? We add this value learning rate into 2 into difference into this value. Okay, for updating this value, we do kind of same thing. Updating this value, we add a learning rate into 2 into difference into this value. So and similarly, if we want to update this one, so we'll do learning rate into 2 different movie mate this value. If we want to update this one, we will multiply learning rate 2 difference into this value. This is how we update this value over the time, and we try to minimize the overall error of all the value that have value more than 0. After that, we get a matrix of like this and this. If we multiply this value and this value, we'll get a kind of similar like this value, and that in this case this will also contain this some predicted value in here. That's how we recommend new movie for user there is who does not already show the movie, see the movie. Here here there's a matrix, like after the here is the matrix 10. After we initiate a none value. So after the fung SBD training, this value 10. This none value was like 9.81. The actual value was missing none. So this is how matrix multiplication or func SPD work. So func SPD can be improved, and there is another algorithm that I found in this link. So here he does the kind of same thing, and add in the error, only added regularization for avoiding overfitting. See this thing here. So here is the error. Here regularization is added. So otherwise all the things are same. here is the matrix, like there are 0, so if we do the matrix factorization, the 0 value will be calculated from this other value. How this matrix multiplication work?